Good morning. Welcome back to SP Streamer Live. I'm your host, Michael Samio. You can follow me on Twitter at SP Streamer. You can follow our website, spstreamer.com. And if you're watching on Twitch or YouTube, please hit that subscribe button. It means a lot to us. For today's episode, we like to do these early morning ones sometimes, and we make them pretty quick. And we just like to talk about some streamers and stuff. I don't really know what's going on with my camera for some reason. I look extremely yellow, but it is what it is. But before we get into the chart, actually, I want to talk about Cody Poteet real quick. He's had 2 starts, and they both have been pretty solid. He has like a 1-something ERA, and the FIP and everything else kind of matches with it. So I just want to talk about him real quick. He faced the Mets last night. Mets, obviously, not a good lineup. It's like AAA level right now. They have a lot of injuries. So if you do want to target a team to stream against, as long as they're injured, I would continuously stream against the Mets. But right now you're looking at Cody Poteet's game right here. Basically, he threw the 4-seam and changeup the most, which he typically does. He also throws in the slider and curveball. The 4-seam and changeup has a good separation and velocity. And I think that's going to be a really good combo. And then that combo could furthermore help set up his slider and curveball. He basically does what you kind of want to see here. I mean, his called strikes on his fastball, so that's what he uses to, hit the corners of the zone. Changeup he uses to induce those whiffs. Like I said, here is the velocity separation right here. I don't think he's really going to be a strikeout type guy. He has never been. I mean, I know in the minors, I think he has like a 6 to 7 K per 9. It's probably what you're going to see from him, but he has been really good at inducing weak contact. I think he has a really low barrel rate right now. The average exit velocity isn't too great either. So I think he's good to stream against the right opponents. Besides that, I don't really know if I'd be adding and holding on because, again, you're not really going to get the strikeouts. But again, definitely someone to stream against. Deep leagues, I'd give him a shot. That makes sense if you're in like a 15-team or 16-team or kind of like I am. All right, we're going to go through our chart quickly. We're going to zoom in a little bit here so you guys could see it a little better. So for today, we have a couple options. My main pick for today and streamer of the week is actually going to be David Peterson. He hasn't technically been announced yet, which is a little odd, but he's supposed to start today. So we're going to roll with that for right now. If they take it away, then we'll reconsider other things. It'll probably just end up being Turnbull right here. But Peterson gets the Rockies at home. They are horrendous. I know it looks like they hit a little better against lefties, but that doesn't really matter because when they're on the road, they just can't hit. You can see the 51 WRC plus in the last 7 days, and that is with them playing at home. They just had a series at home too. So they're clearly struggling big time. Peterson, I love him. I've been just, touting him for a long time now. I mean, the K-walk in his last 3 starts is good. The strikeout rate will probably rise, honestly. Typically plays well at home with a below 4 ERA. I just think this is a really good stream. The perfect matchup. I think Peterson could get that 4-seam slider working again, as long as he doesn't lose control. But I think you get a ton of whiffs here, a ton of strikeouts. I think he's going to help you in every single category, and I think they could get the win as well. So David Peterson is my stream for today and my stream of the week. If you need a backup, Spencer Turnbull coming off that no-hitter. He does get Cleveland. I don't think it's going to be tough for him to get a win, but look how good he's pitching. Look at all this green. The Indians have been striking out a ton as of late. I know they just lost Franmil Reyes, so that offense is going to be struggling. The only problem with streaming against them is it's hard to get a win because they have such a good bullpen. They have such a good starters. They just kind of churn out all these good pitchers. So, I think he's going to get the ratios, the Ks, everything else. So he's going to be a really good pick as well. I do want to mention Kikuchi here. He gets the Padres who've been heating up. But Kikuchi's been pitching really well as well, so something's got to give there. And then you got Gomber, who I'm just so afraid of. I just mentioned the Mets. Gomber gets the Mets going into Citi Field. Should pitch well, probably will pitch well. Just something I personally am not going to chance, so I'm going to skip that. But if you are in a deep league and he's your only option, you really want to, start off the week with a good stream and take a shot, I guess Gomber's your guy there. All right, we're gonna move into the tomorrow. Our pick is going to be in shallow leagues. Cole Irvin, he's right at 50%. He gets Seattle at home. We all know Seattle's been no hit as well. I mean, look at how they have been playing the last 7 days. Not good. 46 WRC plus, 14.8 swing strikes. So they're whiffing a lot. They're not getting quality hits. Their OPS is only 495, which means they're not getting on base either. And they're horrible against lefties. So this is a great start for Cole Irvin. I think he's going to get back on track here. Then you got Rich Hill against the Royals. So if Irvin's not available, but Hill is in shallow leagues, I take him. Moving on to main/deeper leagues, we got Skubal. I loved him coming into the season. I like the strikeout upside. He wasn't pitching well to start, but now he's starting to trend the right way, get those strikeouts, get those whiffs. He gets Cleveland. We just talked about them a little bit. They've been striking out a lot more. Skubal's K-Walk has been really good the last 3 starts. So I think he makes sense. He's home as well. It's a little bit risky, but I think you're going to get those strikeouts. So I think it's worth it. And, we always like to chase those Ks. So he makes sense. Then we got Garrett Richards against Atlanta. Richards has been playing well, but not at the same time. He's been a little tough. Atlanta does strike out a lot. It's the only reason why he's ranked where he is. Otherwise, they've been heating up. May have to move him down, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. Then we have Vince Velasquez. He was supposed to pitch over the weekend, got pushed back due to injury. He's going against Miami. I love this matchup. I only have him down towards the middle of the chart just because he's coming off that injury. So if the injury does affect him a little bit, I don't know. We don't know if he's completely healthy. We always know VV is a risk. He burned me big time last year. But he's been pitching really well. I mean, the 20.8 K-Walk, the 15.3 swing strike in the last 3 starts is phenomenal. Miami's striking out a ton. It's not like they hit righties that well. It's not like they've been hitting good as of late. So it makes a lot of sense. But again, he got pushed back because of an injury. So I'm a little afraid of that. Plus, it's Vince Velasquez. I can't trust him because of last year just yet. He is a good option, though. I definitely would consider him if he is out there. So I mean, if you want like some more sneaky ones, I mean, you could go Chichi Gonzalez against the Mets. Again, Mets very, a lineup that's extremely injured. So he makes sense. Arrieta Pitt makes sense. This day is great for streaming, by the way. If you want to use a bunch of your ads in one day, this is the day. Because these 3 guys, if the guys above who I picked are gone, these 3 are all viable options and really good options. I know Arrieta has been not playing as well, but still against Pitt, you can't go wrong. Chichi obviously is up and down. I'm not a fan of him, but going against this Mets lineup makes a lot of sense. So again, these 3 guys, and again, if you want to stream a ton of guys, this is the day to do it because you have a ton of options right here. All right, we're going to go into, this is going to be the 26th. Again, I like to, on these streams, go through one day together with you guys. So we're going to go through this day together. I just kind of mapped it out. I did not pick anyone yet or anything. Obviously, at top, we have James Caprielian. I need to look up how to actually properly say his name. I'm sorry if I'm saying it wrong. Looks to stay at the top right here because he's been playing really well. And I'm not a high strikeout guy, but that's the A's for you. They are really good at working with these pitchers and getting those cold strikes and painting those corners, and that's what he's able to do. We're seeing it with Irvin. We see it with Bassett. He gets Seattle, who has been horrendous. 46 WRC plus, that's the lowest in the league right now in the last 7 days. Again, they don't get on base. They whiff a ton. If you could stream against them at any time, I would suggest doing so as long as it's not in Coors or a pitcher who's just absolutely atrocious. So this makes a lot of sense. I'm going to give this a 7-3. I got a lot of confidence in this one. We got George Lopez going against the Twins. Lopez, obviously, he's weird. Sometimes he has those really good games. It's actually typically against the Yankees. But I know the Twins are struggling, but they have a lot of pop. I think if, they can hit a couple home runs against him, I don't like this at all. I'm going to give it a 6-0. We got John Gant going against the White Sox. Gant has been phenomenal. Look at that 1.42 ERA on the road. It's just as good at home. but we know he doesn't get strikeouts. We know he's been very lucky with the home runs. I think this is where John Gant's run ends right now. Going against the White Sox, I think he has no chance. I know he's been playing really good, but I think they're going to hit him, and they're going to hit him well. I'm going to give this a 6-1. We're going to move him quickly over Lopez. Then we got Trevor Williams going against Pittsburgh, his former team. I think off the top of my head, he did face them and actually struggled against them, but I still would be willing to take this shot. I mean, Pitt has just been so bad. I know Moran's on the IL too now, so like they just don't really have a lineup. Williams isn't great either. On the road, he has a horrendous ERA. So this is going to be a little bit of give and take here. Kind of a shot in the dark, basically, is what I'm trying to say here. I'll give it a 6-8 because I think he probably should be okay. But again, you have to kind of weigh out, what's more important, the opponent or the pitcher. I like to do a little bit of both. I do think the opponent's a little more important than the actual pitcher, but I think that's what's keeping me from making him, my pick of the day right now over Caprielin. Then we got Will Crow against the Cubs. There's been some interest in Will Crow. I've had some people ask me about him. He has a tunnel vertical movement on his pitches, so he's definitely interesting. I think you get those strikeouts, but he's not there yet. I think he's just a young pitcher that needs to work on some stuff. Could he be good for next year? I think so. We have to see how he does the rest of the year because, again, I really like his arsenal. I'd like to see him throw his breaking pitches more, so hopefully that'll tend to happen. But he gets the Cubs, who are, pretty tough. They've been pretty good lately. So, again, okay pitcher, not the best matchup. I'll give him a 6-2 just because I do like him over Gant and Lopez for this day. Now we got Joe Ross. Started off great. The velocity was up. Now he's not playing as well. 11.17 ERA at home ain't great. He does have a good offense behind him, so maybe he could sneak out a win here. But the Reds could get hot. Winker's a beast. Castellanos is a beast. This scares me a little bit. Not a bad stream, but not a good stream. We give him a 6-5. All right, we got Jeff Hoffman going against Washington. You want no part of this. Hoffman's only good if he's going to be pitching against the Pitts or Seattles of the world. So I don't. I'm not in on this. Or about my dog howling because he always has to bark while I'm on these things. Next, you got Drew Smiley going against Boston. High strikeout upside. Not the best season so far. I wasn't really a fan coming into this year. So, again, tough matchup, though, with Boston. But he could get you those strikeouts, so I'm going to give him a 6-8 right here. Pull this up. Let's fix this real quick. Hopefully my dog stops soon. All right, we got Johnny Cueto going against Arizona. Cueto's been pretty good on the road with 3.60 ERA. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry about this with my dog. 52 WRC plus for Arizona, 14 swing strike with an OPS of 545. And really good matchup. Makes a ton of sense, obviously. I think Cueto pitches pretty good against weaker opponents. So I like this a lot. I just don't like it as much as James Start. So I'm going to give it a 7-2, but he's a really solid option if Caprielin is owned in your league. Give me 1 second. I apologize. All right. That's what happens when you have work done in your house and your dog sees them outside and just starts barking like a madman. All right. So next we got Adrian Hauser going against the Padres. Not a good matchup. Hauser's been up and down. He's been pretty disappointing, honestly. I liked him coming into last year, and he just hasn't been that great. We're going to give him a 5-9. Luis Garcia has been pitching really well, but he gets the Dodgers. Another give or take option here. We're going to give him a 6'5", bump him up. And Jose Urena against Cleveland. I've been talking about Urena, how he hasn't really given up home runs, and hitters haven't been able to get under those pitches. So he's been a viable option against weaker teams. I think, you're not going to get the strikeouts, unfortunately, but I think he can do a good job against teams like these where he get you those ratios, maybe sneak out a win. Cleveland's going to be tough for them to get a win against, though. I'm going to give this I'll give him a 6.9, just because I don't think he's going to get the win, and obviously the lack of strikeouts doesn't help here. So these will be our streamers for the 26th. Obviously, if any of these guys are out there, again, I suggest James K. I think he's going to be the best option here. So we're going to just pick him for all of our leagues, actually. Cueto's a good backup if he's out there. If not, you go Urena and Williams. Again, both a little bit risky just because of the actual, their skill set compared to their opponents, but good opponents, so could be worth it. But we'll see in the end. So that about does it. I apologize for the dog. I'm sorry I had to step away for like a minute. Probably should have closed all the blinds. I got to remember that moving forward. But you live and you learn, right? Thanks for watching. I know these are little quick ones. Again, I may end up switching them between morning and night. Depends on the day of the week and what's going on. But I really appreciate it. Again, please subscribe to our Twitch and YouTube. This way, when we go live, you get the notification. You can pop in, watch if you want to. We do these. We do live shows hourly on Saturdays at 10 a.m. Eastern. Make sure you watch those. We really pump out some awesome content. I'm going to be having different guests on those as well, so that's going to be pretty fun and exciting. And that about does it. So thank you all for watching. Stay safe. Have a good rest of your week, guys. And we will be back Wednesday morning.